Hey, welcome back. Quick question for you, and I want you to think hard about this one. If you had a jar of cookies and someone said there will only ever be 21 cookies in this jar, not 22, not a million, just 21, forever, would those cookies feel more special to you? Of course they would. You'd think, wow, these cookies are rare. I better not lose mine. That's basically the story of Bitcoin. There will only ever be 21 million of them. Not more, not less. 21 million forever. But why? Why not 50 million? Why not a trillion? Or just infinite? That's exactly what we're answering today, explained so simply that even a 5-year-old gets it. Let's go. Okay, first, super quick, what is Bitcoin? Imagine money, but it lives inside a computer. No coins you can touch, no paper bills, just numbers on a giant shared list that millions of computers around the world keep track of together. And the special thing? Nobody is in charge. No bank, no president, no boss. It's like a rule book that everyone agreed to follow, and the rule book says only 21 million Bitcoin can ever exist. But here's the fun part. Nobody just decided this one random morning. It comes from some very clever math. Let me show you. So, how do new Bitcoins come into the world? Through something called mining. But forget pickaxes and dirt, this is computer mining. Here's how it works in super simple terms. Imagine thousands of computers all over the world are racing to solve a really hard puzzle, like the hardest puzzle you've ever seen. The first computer to solve it wins and gets a reward. That reward, a little bit of Bitcoin, freshly made. When Bitcoin first started back in 2009, the reward was 50 Bitcoin for every puzzle solved. That's like winning 50 cookies every time you solved a puzzle. Pretty sweet, right? But here's the twist. The Bitcoin rulebook had a sneaky trick built in from the very beginning. Every time 210,000 puzzles get solved, which takes about 4 years, the reward gets cut in half. So it went like this: 2009, 50 Bitcoin per puzzle solved; 2012, 25 Bitcoin; 2016, 12.5 Bitcoin; 2020, 6.25 Bitcoin; 2024, 3.125 Bitcoin. And it keeps getting cut in half again and again, smaller and smaller, until one day, around the year 2140, the reward reaches basically zero. No more Bitcoin ever. This cutting in half thing has a cool name. It's called the halving. And when you add up all those rewards over all those years, you get almost exactly 21 million Bitcoin. It's just math. It's like if someone said, I'll give you 50 candies today, then half tomorrow, then half of that, then half again. If you keep doing that forever, the total amount of candy you ever give out stays under a certain number. That's the magic of the halving. Okay, here's the really interesting question. Why 21 million? Why not 21 trillion? Or just infinite? The truth is, nobody knows for sure. Bitcoin was created by a mysterious person, or maybe a group of people called Satoshi Nakamoto, and Satoshi disappeared without ever fully explaining the number. But there are some really cool theories. Theory 1, matching the world's money. Back in 2009, all the money in the world, every dollar, every euro, every coin, added up to about $21 trillion. Now, here's where it gets clever. Bitcoin can be broken into tiny pieces. The tiniest piece is called a Satoshi, and 1 Bitcoin equals 100 million Satoshis. So, 21 million Bitcoin times 100 million Satoshis equals 2100 trillion Satoshis. And guess what? 2100 trillion is very close to the total number of cents in the world's money supply in 2009. So some people think Satoshi designed Bitcoin to have room to replace all the world's money someday. Theory 2, it's just clever math. Other people say it's simply what the math spits out when you combine the 10-minute puzzle schedule with the halving every 4 years. No grand plan, just numbers that happen to add up to 21 million. Maybe Satoshi liked the number. Maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe it was genius. We may never know for sure. Okay, so we know the rule is 21 million, but who's the rule police? Who makes sure nobody cheats and creates extra Bitcoin? That's the coolest part. It's not one person, it's everyone. Millions of computers around the world called nodes are all checking the rules every single second. If anyone tried to create extra Bitcoin outside the rules, all those computers would say, nope, rejected. That doesn't follow the rules. It's like if everyone in class had a copy of the same game rules. If one kid tried to cheat and made up a new rule, everyone else would say, that's not in the rule book, and ignore them. The 21 million limit is written into the code that everyone runs. Changing it would require almost everyone in the world to agree to change the rules at the same time. And that basically never happens. So why should you care that Bitcoin has a 21 million limit? Think about this. Imagine you had a special trading card, and there were only 21 million of that card in the entire world. No more could ever be printed. Would that card feel valuable to you? Probably yes, because things that are rare and limited tend to be precious. Now compare that to regular money. Governments can print more dollars anytime they want. They've printed trillions of new dollars in recent years. When there's more of something, each piece becomes worth a little less. Bitcoin works the opposite way. The supply is fixed forever. No president, no company, no supercomputer can create Bitcoin outside the rules. That's what makes a lot of people find it interesting as a kind of digital gold. And there you have it, 21 million Bitcoin. Not because someone picked a random number out of a hat, but because of clever math, a shrinking reward system called the halving, and maybe a secret plan to match the world's entire money supply. Whether you're a Bitcoin fan or just crypto curious, one thing is pretty cool. The rules are the same for everyone. No cheating, no extras, just math. If you learned something today, smash that like button. It helps this channel more than you know. And subscribe so you never miss the next video. Drop a comment below. Do you think the 21 million limit is genius or just a lucky coincidence? I read every single one. See you in the next one.